Hello and welcome. It's me again, chasing Heather's little friend, Ava. And although I know you've missed me, I need you to please understand that I have a life too. So please don't rush me or try to boss me around or ask me where I've been, because it'll just make me disappear for a little bit longer. Now, Chasing Heather has told me about somebody snooping into her business, and I'd like to have a talk about that. Let's talk about that. Who is this person? It's another female in her 40s. Looks like she could use a little discipline in her life, if you know what I mean. Little on the frumpy side of things. Not a disgrace to the industry per se, but definitely not helping us out, that's for sure. And so she approached my friend, Chasing Heather, out in the back parking lot of the building. And what did she have to say? I bet you wonder. Well, she was definitely prying into her business, and we all know that Heather doesn't go for that. And she made a little comment, and the comment was, "Do you do happy endings?" Really? You're really gonna ask if my friend does happy endings? And even if she did, is that any of your business, my friend? I don't think so. And so the response was, "Really? You're going to ask me a question like that?" And she followed it up with, "Well, come on now. We've all done happy endings." Oh, have we? Oh, have we now? So now we know who's the one doing happy endings, and it's not my friend Chasing Heather. It's this other person who says that men cash app her $200 here and there, DoorDash her some lunch now and then. She's full of it. She's full of absolute shit. Men don't just drop money unless they're getting something out of it. I could promise you that. And you know, she's had her ups and downs in life just like the rest of us. But is that your excuse for letting yourself go? Is that your excuse for getting in my business? Is that your excuse for getting in other people's business? She wants to meet Ava, but will Ava let her? Probably not. And so is that her excuse for bothering my friend? Trying to find out what's really going on in Suite 204? Well, I got news for you, honey. You're never going to find out what goes on in Suite 204. I know you'd like to know. And it's probably more boring than you think. But if you really want to go down that road, maybe you should get control of your clientele. Who's the one that had to have somebody help them escort someone out of the building? That wasn't my friend, I can tell you that right now. And Heather works by appointment only. You're not allowed to just show up, drop in, or do a pop-up on her. You're not allowed to talk back. You're not allowed to badmouth. You're not allowed to be sassy, because she'll throw you the fuck out. Oh yeah, Heather doesn't play around. She'll send you home real quick. And I mean really quick. And so with that being said, this girl from the back hall where my friend works is just a little too nosy. Matter of fact, she wants to have lunch. She wants to have lunch with my friend, and my friend just made a front. There's no way in hell she's gonna let her in. And the same girl tried to get a free session. She tried to sneak in and get a free session. There's nothing in there for you, my dear. There's nothing in Suite 204. Stay on the back hall where you belong. And so I think it's time for me to tell my friend Heather to go and just maybe not talk to that girl anymore, or put some space in between them. You know, she was wandering around yesterday in a cheetah print, super tight dress. It was a bit extreme. For the type of dress and the shape of the body, it was a bit much. I had to go tell Heather to close the door. We couldn't have our meeting looking at that. And so we meet from time to time, Heather and I, almost on a daily basis. And we check in and chat. And she tells me some of the shenanigans that are going on in the dating scene. And I tell her the shenanigans that I deal with on the other side of the tracks. And so together we have our podcasts and videos. And sometimes it's funny and sometimes it's not. But most of the time, the people we run into, you just can't make this up. And so I'd like to say it doesn't do any good to get too nosy, because the only thing that's going to happen is some space is going to get put between us, between you and me and my friend Heather. So that's interesting. She wants to know everything about me. She wants to know everything about Heather. Well, it's none of your business, my dear. It's none of your business. And don't sit here and tell everybody that you get your clientele from word of mouth only. But then you get trashy clientele, so that means your clients are trashy too. Well, some of Heather's come from Craigslist and they can be trashy at times. But at least she says where her clients come from and doesn't try to hide it from anybody. And she has a full-blown web. And people book from there too, and from face to face. But where do your people come from, my dear? That you don't even have a schedule, you just let people show up and knock on your door. It's a free-for-all, if you ask me. How can you function as a person in a business if you let your clients run everything? And that's how you get tired and worn down, my friend, by let other people telling you what to do. These clients don't pay enough to boss me around. They don't pay Heather enough to boss her around either. And so who's got that kind of money? Not anybody in the valley. Not anybody in the valley.